पॉलिसी बाजार पर 1 करोड़ रुपए का टर्म लाइफ इंश्योरेंस केवल 450 रुपए महीने से शुरू। वाव!
And yet the Commission's vetoing of the Uniform Code remains unacknowledged by the BJP in its latest push. In fact, unlike other inputs prepared by the Commission which are published as reports, this one has been downgraded to a consultation paper. This is surprising given that the 5-member commission, which was headed by Justice B.S. Jawan, the former Supreme Court judge, featured members linked directly to the BJP, like Satyapal Jain, Additional Solicitor General and former BJP MP and member of its national executive. Neither Justice Chauhan nor Satyapal Jain were willing to comment when we reached out to them. So suppose the Uniform Civil Code and come and... We did, however, interview Soumya Saxena, a historian at Cambridge University and a researcher for the Commission's Uniform Civil Code project. She told us that she was surprised about the report being downgraded to a consultation paper.
As experts on the committee who were simply advising, I hesitate to say, I mean, for reasons best known to the government, for some reason it came out as a consultation paper and not a report, which was surprising because it did contain a whole bunch of amendments. It could have simply come out as a report and then been considered, but I suppose for whatever reasons it did come out as a consultation paper.
Why was it downgraded? She didn't want to speculate. One reason could be that the findings of the Commission ruling against a uniform code was based on multiple inputs from women stakeholders, the very group that the BJP claims will receive justice through the code.
There was a very large, attempt to really consult a lot of women's organizations, and it was basically the demand of the primary stakeholders, which is women, which is reflected in the report. And these organizations had very pointed ideas about why they wanted reform, and also that reform would not necessarily need to be in the form of a uniform code. What they didn't want was to create a Shahbano-like choice for women again, where women are opting into either their community rights and their community identity or an abstract promise of rights coming under a uniform civil code. Instead, what they seemed to advocate for was amendments to personal law, intervention, I mean definite state intervention.
Is this the report the government was expecting you to come up with?
Well, I think they were definitely expecting us to engage with personal law reform, which we did. And the fact that it did not, I mean, and it also assessed the feasibility of a uniform civil code. It just decided against recommending one, but it did assess the feasibility. And in fact, very clearly so. It said that, we assessed it and we don't think it's the right time for it.
Did that take them by surprise, you think, the government? Was there a sense of a little bit of a
See,
issue?
a lot of these commission reports, like the way it is in our country, they lie in the waiting room of history forever till somebody thinks that, or somebody picks it up and says, oh, there should be a bill about this. That happened with Christian personal law, first introduced in 1961, came to be in 2001. So I suppose my hope is that if not this government, a government will pick it up for the sheer, potential for reform it carries.
Right.
But given that it was 3 years after the commission ended in 2018 that the new committee was even appointed, I don't think it was taken very seriously as a reform project immediately. I mean, not flowing from the report at least, because Uniform Civil Code still makes it into news without us knowing anything about what the template will entail, the kind of reforms it will have. So I suppose they don't intend to table it anytime soon. I do think a whole bunch of opposition leaders have brought this into Parliament a number of times.